Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rocketeer. Today I'm going to show you how I built this 9-foot tall rocket that I call Sugar Express. That's the booster with the nose cone on it, and that is the payload section right there. Also, I'll show you how I reinforce the booster for those hard landings to make sure that everything's going to be okay. I'll leave a link in the description in how I built the altimeter bay, and make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to ground test this rocket, load it up on the rail, and fly it on a sugar motor. Let's get started. This is 1/4-inch plywood, and it's stiff, but not quite as stiff as the aircraft grade plywood that you get from Lock. So what I did was I used this wood hardener by Varathane. I'll leave a link in the description where you can find it. And what this does is it will fill in all the pores and make it super smooth. Also, it makes the fins a lot stiffer, and it gives a really nice silky finish to it once it's all sanded and prepped and ready to go. So I recommend this if you have any questions about how stiff your fins are, or if you just want to add a little bit of sturdiness. Now, this same brand of plywood was flown on an M-class rocket, and it worked just fine. So it's just an extra precaution that I'm taking to make sure everything turns out the way I would like it to. The fins were designed in open rocket, and I determined the fin design and size by the length of the rocket, the amount that it weighs, the size of the motor that I want to use. I designed the fin in open rocket, printed it out on a piece of paper, and cut it out on the bandsaw. Let's start at the aft end and take a look. The rear motor mount ring is not attached. That way I can assemble the rocket, assemble the fin can into the rocket, and still be able to have access to a piece of wood that I want to use to strengthen the rail button so I can screw it into the rail button. So you want to be able to remove this. It's just a good practice anyways. Even if you don't pre-assemble the fin can, it's nice to have access in case you want to get some more epoxy in there or something. I used rocket epoxy to glue the fins on. First I used a 5-minute epoxy to mount them because it would dry a lot or cure a lot faster. And then I used rocket epoxy to make the fin joint here. It just makes it nice and neat. It's a little bit easier to use because it's thickened and it doesn't make a mess all over the place. Not that it really matters because it's all hidden inside the airframe anyways, but it just makes it nice and neat. So I use this, as you can see, on the root of the fin and also on the back of this motor mount ring here as well. Now everything's nice and stiff. Of course, the airframe will cover a lot of the fin area. Fins look giant like this. They are pretty big, but once you put it in the rocket and assemble it all together, it should have a good balance and look about right. I have 2 mounting points on the front of the centering ring here, and that distributes the load for a heavy rocket so that when the shock cord or recovery harness gets yanked, it kind of spreads the load out on this forward centering ring. And this centering ring is 1/2 inch because there is a lot of stress on this. On the back, you can see that I have put epoxy on the back of the nuts. That's just a good idea to make sure that nothing backs off or becomes disassembled because it's very difficult to get anything in here once it's all buttoned up. Okay, so the fin can is ready to go. Now it's time to mount it into the airframe and start putting the fillets on the airframe. Just a couple more things before we start the assembly. I printed the fin guides out from payloadbay.com. One of them I cut out on a piece of styrofoam, some foam core. The other one I 3D printed to keep the fin nice and straight so that it doesn't twist and keeps everything lined up like it should be. That way your rocket will fly nice and straight and fast. The plywood parts are from Lock Precision, except for the fins, but all the centering rings and the mounting hardware all come from Lock. Really good stuff. Okay, let's start assembling. I've set up a 1/2 inch Kevlar yoke. This is a super strong setup, and this is just electrical tape on the end of it to keep everything nice and neat, keep it from fraying anymore. And I added some more super glue to the back of the nut here because I put epoxy on it. I just used what I had in the cup, and I just thought it could use a little bit more for more insurance, so I went ahead and did that. This unit's all set to install. The next thing I want to talk about is the Giant Leap Fireball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2.5 grams of black powder in the booster, 3 grams of powder with 3 shear pins in the payload section. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice.
Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sauce forward.
Here we go.
Yep.
Arcing.
Up over top, come down.
Vent. Separation.
Down.
500 feet.
He's going to main at 500.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. Beautiful. We're going to land right on the pad.
Nah, it's right in the middle of the runway.
Oh, nice. Darn close.
Oh, half of it's way off.
Half and half.